Good morning, everyone. Many thanks for joining us on Morning Markets from the team at True Potential. Today, we'll just briefly touch on what's happened in asset markets last week and then look forward to some of the data points that we'll be getting this week. So just looking back at how asset markets generally performed last week, better day for equity markets on Friday, which looking over the course of the week meant that equities across most markets were up over the course of last week. There's not really a clear theme behind that. We touched on last week, and if you do want to delve into some of the daily commentary, please do look at the videos on our YouTube channel. But really a couple of themes there that I wanted to draw out. One, some stability at the start of the week in sovereign bonds, particularly in the US. A number of auctions in the US in the sovereign bond markets that went well, some 183 billion of issuance, which was absorbed primarily over the course of Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday without too much indigestion in the market. We did see yields on Friday, not just in the US but globally, move out a little bit, but not as significant a move as we've been seeing over the past number of weeks. We also had a number of central bankers speaking last week, and clearly the rhetoric and the discussion there very much around maintaining a very accommodative monetary policy, and that is in terms of both interest rates but also in terms of the quantitative easing program that central banks have in place globally. So really no change there. In the US, a little bit of speculation around further infrastructure investment plans coming through over the coming weeks. Be interesting to hear if that's addressed by President Biden when he speaks this week. Clearly the big question for markets on that one is how will it be financed? I think maybe Janet Yellen, the US Treasury Secretary, last week flagging that some tax increases might be required, and we'll see how that is discussed, if at all, by President Biden. I think the other thing really at the front of the market and market sentiment last week was just the dynamics around COVID-19 and how that's impacting different geographic regions. And we can see that in terms of the US initial weekly claims report showing a positive trend in jobs there, but then looking at Europe, a slightly less strong picture, just given that emerging and increasing in infection rates and some restrictive measures being started to be reintroduced. So that certainly bears watching. I think an evolving situation clearly last week was the Suez Canal and the container ship that was stuck there. That's important really because so much of global trade goes through the Suez Canal. Around 30% of global container volume, some 15% of global trade. So pleasing to see this morning that it looks as if the ship has been refloated and now can be removed from the Suez Canal. That should allow what looks like, if you've seen any of the pictures, just a massive traffic jam, 450 ships waiting to get through the Suez Canal. So hopefully that puts that behind us and we can see that traffic starting to move its way through. Just looking to the week ahead then, be a holiday shortened week for a lot of European markets, so first 4 days of the week data heavy. If we look at the UK, for example, we've got house price data coming out, and later in the week we've got manufacturing PMIs. I think that's important just to see, just given that on balance, I think it's fair to say that the UK data so far that we've had has been slightly better than expected. So interesting to see how that trend continues to evolve. The US, as I said, we got the jobless claims number again, continues to be in focus this week as well, but also the manufacturing PMIs data in the US housing market, which has been very strong over the past number of months. Europe, it will get a lot of data on inflation at various different country levels. Again, that'll be a good thing to contrast. Just are we starting to see incremental inflation picking up or not? Refer back to last week, and we've got the situation where expectations had been for quite a significant pickup in UK inflation, but it didn't come through. So interesting to see how that plays out in Europe. Turning across to Asia, well, we'll get the Chinese manufacturing PMIs, both the official data and also the Caixin data. So it'll be useful to compare and contrast the two of those. In Japan, we get the quarterly Tankan business survey. Again, just given that improvement in PMI for manufacturing activity in Japan, looking to see how the Tankan continues to evolve. Just looking at equity markets today, mostly positive territory in Asia. We'll see how that opens up for European and US markets as the day progresses. Please do subscribe on our YouTube channel. Many thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the True Potential YouTube channel. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, let us know in the comments.